What's up, Uncle Joseph? How's it going? What a market. What a day. Today's New York session actually turned out to be about a 2% day. The 2% line that I said was right here. And I think Luke caught some longs around all the percentage lines. I was still driving, but man, I wish I took this trade. My account blew up right on this candle before this huge move up. Kind of sad, but oh well. What's up, Luke? Yeah, I've been really aggressively scalping these overnights. If you've seen like my posts the past couple of days, I've just been scalping like 10 points with 10 micros. And I've been doing very well. I just secured a payout for this account and this account. So tomorrow I'll be requesting about 3150, 27. So about 6k, almost 6k pre-split. And I think, do I have any other payouts? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. This account is 2 days from payout, the one I'm currently trading. So I kind of want to take profit today and tomorrow. I want the profits to add up to 4k. Like I want this to be 4k. Yeah, thanks, Luke. So if I take 800 today, which is right about here, that means tomorrow I can aim for, or like 850. That means tomorrow I can aim for the minimum 150. But for you guys, I said let's see if we can hit a 10k trade. Might be the first trader to day trade to hit 10k, which is right about here. So pretty light trade, about 10,000 points. I'll just leave that there. And we'll see if we get it. I either want about 40 points or 10,000 points. I'll probably decide which one I want soon. But it's gonna be one of those two. My Fun and Futures accounts, one of them is also in a long as well, but I might close out of that one. I honestly should close out of it right now. I'm being greedy with two accounts, both with 10 micros. Let's see. Oh wow, I just barely missed my take profit. For my Fun and Futures account, the take profit was 888, which we hit 886.75. Nice. What's up, David? What is the deal with the lucid payouts? I'm at 52.7k for 4 to 5 days, assuming the last one will bring me to 52.9. How much can I request? Is it 900 or 1450? It's 50% of your total profits, which would be 1450. I don't think lucid requires a minimum. What's your payout to expense ratio? It's probably, I think it's like 4. Last time I checked on the Discord, I took out 200k for about 55k. How much to comfortably scale? I think to scale you need at least $500 a month, and then you start reinvesting your payouts. That's pretty much where I started from, a budget of about 500 bucks. And then I reinvested on my payouts. There were probably some months where I was still like spending a lot of money, but I also work a full-time job, so I've never risked my living situations on prop trading. I think the best way to scale is, or ideally, I mean, 500 bucks per month is possible, but it takes a long time, because what you want to do is you want to scale up your funded accounts before you start trading them aggressively. And you reach a good pace once you're at, I would say, 15 to 20 funded accounts. Then you're at a very good pace to scale, unless you hit like a very unlucky day. For me personally, if I have 15 plus, I'm in a good spot. I think right now I have 8, 13, 14, 15, but this one's gonna die soon. So 15, I'll just say 14, and then 5 here, 19. I have about 22 accounts right now. How long did it take for you to become profitable? I guess I turned profitable last year. I've been trading props on and off for maybe like 3 or 4 years, but I seriously started taking it seriously last year, and it just worked out. So for this year and last year, I've been net, I guess you can call me profitable. What do you think of the top step no activation fee combines? That's the only ones that I buy, because I buy a lot of combines. So I hate to see like me pass an account and then I have to pay for something else. I'm like, wait, that's fucking stupid. I would rather just pay it once, right? I hate to see extra fees just pop up on my card. Like, oh, congrats, you passed. All right, now pay again. Like, what? Just ruins the mood. Who did you learn from? I didn't learn from anybody. I learned from myself. All my models that I trade it's a mix of my own models and discretionary trading. Don't you have to pay on Apex to activate them? That's like the only one that I will still trade and buy. Just because like they've always been that way, right? And because they have no other model. And I like trading with Apex because they have a 100% split, which means they take 0% of your sim money, right? A profit split is all BS. It's fake money. We're trading fake money. So what do you mean you're taking 10 to 20% of my fake money that I'm trading? Isn't that like the most dumbest thing you've ever heard? Profit split. They're not taking any money from you. They're just paying you less than what you actually earned. Quote unquote earned, because it's it's a paper account. I'm gonna leave this trade on screen just for you guys. My funded futures account, I'll actually take profit at like near the highs. The last candle was less than 2 points from the take profit. My take profit for my funded futures account is 888, so just missed it. And if we turn around and blow up this account, I'll be a little salty. That's okay. Apex got cheap evals anyway. Yeah, they're cheap, but the all-in cost is more expensive than like Top Step or any other ones. So they're the type of firms where it's just like you just buy the accounts and you could just buy a bunch and you can fail a bunch, right? But if you fail 20 accounts on Apex, it's cheaper than failing 20 accounts on the these other firms. When are you projected to out earn your full-time job trading? I already out earned it this year. I don't like I make a decent income because I'm an engineer, but I mean my net for this year is already over 150K. So I already out earned it. Wait, hold on. Let me get my day up here. So this was my New York's trading results. Right here. There we go. Will you consider full-time prop or live account trading? No, I won't. Just because, like, yes, I'm net positive every single month for this year, but you need to consider that there's going to be bad months. There's going to be months where I'm going to be red, right? Months where my expenses are more than my income. And what do I fall back on? Well, I fall back on my actual full-time job, right? The full-time job is guaranteed money. This is not guaranteed money. So there's no point in me pursuing it full-time. Unless I make a full-time living off of my Discord, or make a full-time living, that would only be it, is if I make a full-time living. Like, I make more if my Discord is able to pull like 300k a year, then maybe I would consider it. But yeah, prop goes up and down, right? You can make money or lose money. Isn't it US good to keep your job for all the benefits? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. One of the big, like, expenses when you're retired is healthcare. So a lot of people retiring, one of their biggest concerns is, how am I going to afford healthcare every single month, or health insurance, right? But if you have a job, you know, you'll get one for free or like really cheap. And like there's like the 401k and whatever, the retirement accounts and stuff. Are you long from here or still bearish? Well, I'm just long. This is supposed to be a scalp. I'm honestly being very greedy and stupid. And I'm also a little bit annoyed that we didn't hit my take profit of 888 on my other account. Like, I really want to just cut this. Let me not be... Give me like one more... Let me at least get a payout day. 213. I'm just going to cut this. Like, I'm not going to hold it. I think... Wait. I think this account is ready for a payout. So I might jump back in with this account with 10 micros. Because I want this account to make at least 400-ish more bucks. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which means I can take a payout today. But if I take a payout, I'll be stuck with 1750. 1725. That's not the worst. Maybe I just... Let me just guarantee the payout. I'm just gonna guarantee the payout. If we dip more, I'm flat right now. I was expecting this push up from this red candle. I actually bought in this red candle. I was expecting it to push a bit higher, maybe get closer to 38900, right? But then we just stalled out right here. We stalled out here. We stalled out here. If we get another dip, I would probably consider buying it. A dip at Globex open, or a dip to the previous day low for either ES or NQ. Now that I exited, watch it rocket up without me, but it was just too sluggish for me. And 10 micros is like, I'm being greedy with 10 micros. Usually my entries are 5 micros, but for the past 3 days I've been doing 10 micros. So instead of 20 points, I'm just scalping 10 points, which is, that's like so easy. 10 to 20 points, sometimes 30 depending on the price action. I could have scalped 30 here, 30 points here, but I was being greedy, and that was really dumb of me. It was honestly very, very dumb. If I see another opportunity, I might jump in with this account again. This account, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. It's only on a second day, which means it was like 3 more. What was like 3 more days? If I see a trade, I'll take it. Right, with this account, I'll take it with 10 micros. Let me see what other accounts I have to buy in with. Yeah, I have some other accounts to buy in with. Let's see. I kind of missed that dip. I wonder what that noise was about. Got really noisy for a second. That little dump. How long on average would it take to snowball to 20 accounts plus payout buffer? It all depends on how well you do trading. I mean, there's no... On average, it's completely different. Someone could never make it to 20 accounts plus payout buffer. You know, if you say on average how long it takes to get 20 accounts plus payout buffer, what's the difference between that and 30, 40, 50, 60, right? Some people will never reach that. I like the 10 micros 10 points more than the 520 in the overnight. Yeah, because overnight I realize it's like, it's so, the noise is like 10-point noise is like very doable, but 20-point noise, it's like, it's also doable, but sometimes a trade will take like 30 plus minutes. 10 points, I'm in and out like fast. I was considering buying this dip again, but I wasn't ready in my other accounts. If we dip, oh wait, it's 7. Okay, so it's 7. We're like on a bull trend, right? A little bit of an uptrend, but basically flat. If we get, like, if this candle becomes red, like down here, I'll probably just buy into it. 20-point noise and you get stuck in a trade, yeah. So Ray, I would say on average, it depends on how much, like, what your budget is per month. Because if somebody has a budget of $500, they can only buy 5 eval accounts. And who knows how many of those 5 that person will pass. Let's say they'll pass on average 1 out of the 5 or 2 out of the 5. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's give them 2 out of the 5. It'll take them about 10 months. How long on average for me? It depends on my performance. Like, if I really wanted to push hard, I could get it in like a week or 2. That just means I got to spend more money. Because like 20 funded accounts, right? In the best case, you pass 20 that you buy, right? So out of the 20 accounts, it feels so weird for me when you say 1 out of 5 evals to pass in months. Yeah, but think about it in a realistic point, right? That's the thing. It's like, it's compound growth. Compound growth is never easy in the beginning. It's something you just keep doing. You just forget about. You just leave it in the back of your head, like people investing into the market, right? People investing long term. They just keep doing it. They don't really think about it. There's no really emotions attached unless, like, you know, depression comes. They just let it go for months and months. Someone says, like, that's the 8th wonder of the world, compound growth. You just keep doing it. You forget about it for 5-10 years, and all of a sudden you have $1 million, right? You go for minimum 2 days. Why does that feel so risky? It is risky, David. It is. But for me personally, at my point of my snowball, right? Prop trading and scaling is a lot like a snowball. Same thing with compound growth. It's a snowball. So initially it starts small, right? But then it gets to the next stage where it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and you want to keep taking money out of it. You want it to keep working for you. So for me to take 3+ days in an eval makes no sense. I'm limiting my earning potential, right? But the only reason why I'm doing this is because I have such a big number of payouts that, like, even if I do really bad, it's a tax break for me, right? Like, net right now, my net profit is about 150K, right? Net. Let's say I do really bad, I have the worst month next year, and not next year, but next month, and I go down, I lose 60, or I spend 60K, and I make 10K in payouts, right? So initially for this month, I have to pay the taxes on 150K. Next month, I have one of the worst trading, right? I spend 60K, but I take 10K in payouts, so it's a red month. Well, now I only have to pay taxes in 100K. And I had the opportunity, right? The opportunity to make this, what, like, usually it's 4-to-1 for how my performance is. So I had the opportunity to spend 60K and make 240K. But I just had a bad month. Okay, that's fine. We'll go on to the next month. Right? But I don't recommend how I'm trading if you haven't built up that snowball. I have a whole budget calculator, budget to blow up calculator on my premium that I give out to whoever's in it. Right? You put in a budget and it tells you how many accounts you can buy roughly. Like, you put in the price of the account and it tells you on average how long should it take to blow up one account. Should I push for 2 days or at your pace? It's up to you, but if I didn't have such a huge, like, you can call it a buffer, right? I wouldn't be trading the way I do. If you trade the way I do, right, you're gonna buy a bunch of accounts, and at the end of the month, you're like, what the hell? I spent 10K, right? For me, that's a small month. Like, I don't spend 10K anymore. I spend close to 20K now, or 30K. Right? If my return on investments, if my ROI is about 4x, right? If anything, it should make sense that I increase my spending every single month. Okay, I spent 30K and my average is, and my expected return is 120K. All right, next month, I'll spend 60K. Maybe my expected is 240K. Okay, next month, I should spend 100K. And maybe my average expected ROI is 400K. You see how that compounding grows? So my potential on a 10K, right? So from 10K, it adds up to a lot. Same thing if it was 1K. If it was 1K, right? And I expected to pull out 4K, well, the next month I could put in 2K. 2K, 8K, right? Then put in 6K. You see how that snowball works? But I'll probably cap my spending. Like, I don't see myself spending, like, maybe I'm just saying that, but I never saw myself spending like 20+ K in a month, and here I am. So maybe I'll spend even more next month. I don't know. But if it's positive ROI, why should I not spend more, right? And as you guys start trading prop firms, and as you guys start scaling, you'll start realizing why people spend so much money on prop firms once they start getting it rolling. You think I just like 1.5K on all accounts on my... Dang, you have 1.5K payouts on all 3 accounts, Luke? Dude, you're doing way better than me when I started. I didn't make anything in my first year. If I count when I was doing it casually, you know? 1.5K on all my 3 accounts on Monday. We're just requesting on 1 and keep building at least 2. So there is no right or wrong way to go about it, Luke. So here's the thing. There's no financial advice. This is all facts, right? If you take a payout on 1 account, you'll take out 1.5K payout. Your drawdown on that 1 account becomes 1.5K, which means it's like you're trading an account that's less than new, right? That's the reason why I aim for about 2K, right? So it's completely up to you, but just know that once you request them, your drawdown is going to be less than 2K. So that is completely up to you. If you're confident that you can get it back above the buffer, then that's great, right? But if you want to just become profitable your second or third week of trading, then also do that. There's no right or wrong answer here. Yeah. Just keep in mind the best and worst case scenario for all of the possible whatever you decide to do, right? The best case is that you request on one and then you keep building up the other two, plus, right? You get the initial one above the buffer. And maybe like if you cover your initial investments with the payouts, like you'll start feeling a lot more like pressured, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, even if I blow all three of these accounts, I'm still net positive, so it's okay. So just calm down, right? Even on a bad day, just calm down. I'm net profitable, right? My income has exceeded my expenses, so just calm down. On a bad day, just think about that. Think about the long term, right? Calm down, right? I still pulled out more than I put in. That's fine. I can decide to spend this much this month, right? Or I can take out the 1.5K and then I can reinvest it for the next 3 months, right? Every month by X amount of accounts, and now it's like, now that 1.5K, you can now use it to learn for 3 months if you disperse it correctly, right? How deep was your drawdown before you flipped profitable? I don't know, probably less than like, it wasn't a lot. I would say less than, I honestly have no idea. Like, that's not something I ever thought about. I don't know how much I spent before I became profitable. These are like stats that I have to go and like thoroughly look at all the accounts that I bought. I don't really do that. It's just a pain in the ass. So I just look at my bank account and I'm like, oh, I have more money than I have last month. Okay, that's good. And then if I look at my bank account, I have less money than I had last month. I'm like, okay, that's bad, right? I don't want to scalp another 10 points if we get anywhere near this bottom candle. I might add into it with 2 accounts. Maybe this account again. This account is not super high priority. I mean, actually, hold on. What other accounts do I have? Oh, I have some Lucid accounts that I can throw in. Oh, okay, never mind. I don't know if I want to jump in anymore. Maybe near this bottom of this wick right here. Right around here. I would like 23821 maybe. I mean, it's not a horrible buy, but maybe like if this red candle drops just a tiny bit more, but I want it to drop slowly. I don't know if I want it to drop fast. Like, the reason why I hesitated on that dip, it felt too fast. Was I being too much of a wuss? I'm basically just betting that we're still noisy and that this is not the start of a sell-off. If we're still noisy, then we'll just be around this range, which is what? It's like 30 points. What is this? 49, 78, about 30 points. And I'm only looking for like what? Like 61, like 10 points, 11 points. But if we crash, then we crash. I got in with 3 accounts. One account I need to get 200 bucks with, because that's their payout day rule. The other account I just need 150, which is my Lucid account. So this Lucid account I could exit at 58, like 9 points. 58. And if this crashes, then this crashes. I think that this account is 2 days from payout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, it's 3 days from payout. So I want this account to end up at 4K by the 31st, which means there's 3 days left of account today. So I need to make about 300 bucks per day, roughly. Ooh, that's kind of a lot. We have to get past this giant red candle. I don't know if I like that. My runner will be this Top Step account. I need to consider what my next wave is going to be. Next wave of account maybe 23824 to open. Let me set my big profit targets first. So 860 for this account. Feels like we're gonna go down? Feels like it. The fact that we couldn't break higher highs after getting past this candle, it's kind of bad news. Like, this candle kind of came out of nowhere. It was bought up, continued going to higher highs, and then it just kind of stopped. and no strength at all. Only got 5 fundeds, blue 10 on the second day in the past 2 days. Yeah, it's tough. The way that I do, well, the past 2 days, hold on. Pretty sure the past 2 days have been pretty trash. So today this New York session was pretty ass. For me personally, unless you just took the first couple trades and then just left. The first couple red line trades and then left. Let's see how ES was. I don't know. I couldn't even really look at it. The previous day low of ES was a pretty good short. Right at 10. If you're blowing up too much, it might be because of sizing. I'm still working on my sizing, but for my model, like I should only blow up on a day like today. The reason why those 3 accounts blew up, well, it was simple. It's because we dropped like 600 points. And if that's how I position my accounts. I blow up on the most rare of days, right? 2 days ago, it wasn't that rare. The range was about what? What was the range 2 days ago? 2 days ago, the range for NQ was about from open, it went down about 131 points and it went up about 107 points. All you had to do was just pick a direction, and then you just don't blow up. Just don't blow up. Right? If you just, but what a lot of people do is they chase trends. They chase trends. So this day, oh shit, hold on. Let me keep this trade alive for you guys. I'm gonna go for 10,000 points. Hold on. Okay, let me review that day. And this is a day where people that chase trends just get eaten alive. Let's go to New York Open, okay? New York Open. Let's see this rejection, right? Rejection, and if you want to hold, this is why I scalp. I get out of the way. Most of my accounts get out. You get in, you get out, right? You see this rejection from the open, right? The open goes up. It gets like clobbered from this line, right? Now, this was a good price to short from, but some people may chase the long after seeing the 930 move, right? Bad idea. Now let's say you saw the next 2 candles and you want to short here, and if you don't scalp I mean, you had like a lot of points to scalp, but if you don't get out and you want to hit a home run like down here, well, look what happens. And now if you switch long, well, now look what happens. And now if you switch short, now look what happens. Now if you switch long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, you see? This is why when I pick a direction, I pick a direction. And then, so for me, I would have just kept longing. Long here. Okay, try another long here. Okay? And the reason why is because, yeah, you see how flip, like, I don't know if that's part of the course that I teach, but if you have been watching my earlier streams, I'm saying don't flip-flop, pick a side and just stick to it. And a lot of people with their ICT or whatever, they chase trends. Well, what happens on a day like this? And I could already tell that when you said you blew up on this day, it tells me 2 things. It tells me, number 1, right? You oversized. Oh shit, what the hell? You oversized because the range, if you bought here, 533. The worst, if you bought in with 5 micros here and here, this is 2K. This is a 50K account. If you bought from the top and you held it all the way, and assuming you didn't break even here, you held it all the way to the bottom. If you had the worst entry with 5 micros, you blew up on the low of the day, which means that if you waited for a good entry to long, and this is, I call it entry efficiency, right? I learned it from another trader, but basically, when is it an efficient time to long? When is it an efficient time to short? Screen overlay? Oh shit, sorry. That was my bad. You guys have already seen the, you guys already know how much I made or how much I lost. But basically, right, when is the best time to long? When is the best time to short? Well, you short, for me personally, I short on green candles, right? Multiple stacking green is basically what my entire overnight scalping is. So that means you short on multiple green candles. If you shorted on any of these multiple green candles here, right? Higher highs, and that one's okay, right? Higher highs, 15 minutes of buying. Okay, short here. Yeah, short here, right? Okay, 3. This is a weak pullback. You can see this pullback versus this 3 candles of pullback. Now this next candle, even if you bought here and you bought here and you bought here with 5 micros, that's less than 2K. You would survive. This account would still make money. This account would make even more money. This account would make even more money, right? 1, 2, 3. If you wanted to short anywhere here, if you wanted to short anywhere here, right? Now, of course, this is just all like, oh, of course I know now because it's in the past, but you'll see how I do the same thing for this day. I never shorted. And yes, I lost 3 accounts, but what kind of day just goes down like this? This previous day turned out to be about 2%, right? And if I had more accounts, I would have been able to scalp on these dips. I think this is where I entered, right here, right? You see, I could have entered around here. I could have entered on this 20 minutes of selling. You see how like these buys are very efficient? Because if we get any bit of buying pressure, you can cut out for 40, 50 points scalp. And if you want to leave a runner, you can leave one, but take your base hits. I tried to pass them on 2 trade 2 minis. Luckily didn't blow the funded. Good advice though. That's why you usually never see me trade minis, but now I'm trading minis and I'm kind of a hypocrite because I'm trading 1 mini. That's just me being a hypocrite though. But like 2 minis on a 20K account, you get 50 points of drawdown, right? But 1 mini, you get 100 points of drawdown. The way that I think about it is, where can I make money and where do I lose the account, right? Let's say I entered here, okay? So where can I make money? I'll tell you exactly where I can make money. I can make money here. I can make money here. Look at all the space where I can make money. Nice, right? Now, where do I blow up? I blow up, let's see, 100 for about 3K, 2K is 100, 150 points from here. 2, 3, 8, 4, 7, let's just say 50, right? So 2, 3, 700. I blow up here, right? So look at all the spot where you can make money. Look at when you blow up. Now imagine if you had 5 micros. If you have 5 micros, where do you blow up? Well, you can still make money all the way up here, but now you lose your account even further down and even further down and even further down as you scale down, right? With 2 minis, you lose your account. Let's just say a 50K account. You lose your account at 800. You lose your account right here. Do you see? You just see how the odds are stacked against you? You lose your account right here. Right? Zoom out. You lose it right here. Versus me losing my account here. And if I did 5 micros, I lose my account even further down here. Right? Comment on Reddit. How are you typically hitting 80% win rates, and how many trades on average do you take per day? I wouldn't say my hit rate is 80%. My hit rate is kind of hard to explain because it's a lot of discretionary trading. It's my models are hard to backtest thoroughly. So even though I'm kind of a hypocrite for saying everyone should backtest, but my backtests are basically I see how price reacts, see how my model works for the past 6 months. In the past 6 months, my overnight scalps have failed maybe for 1 or 2 weeks out of the 6 months. So if I can get a really good streak going, right? All my overnight streams and all my overnight scalps, I think I've only lost like once out of maybe like, I would say 10 entries or more. I honestly can't remember. The amount of trades I take per day can be anywhere between like what, like 10 or 30. That's why I don't upload like that's why I don't upload stuff like, hey guys, this is what I did today, is because I genuinely don't remember. The next day I forget almost all my trades unless it hits my rare percent day model. Right. Then I sort of know how I traded. I know where I longed from, right? I longed at specific intervals. But trades per day can be anywhere between 10 to 30. Scaling to the trade is OP if you're right off the bat, you can take exactly. That's why I tell people one of the things I teach is DCA. I think like 2 or 3 of my videos are like, dude, just DCA. And a bunch of my posts are like, dude, I just DCA. What's your strategy? I found you already, and I think you're doing key levels. I do rare percent days. So I will tell you, I will show you an example. Also, Luke, sorry. I mean to keep the percent days to the premium, but I kind of just gave it to everybody after the first hit, which I shouldn't have done. But I was just kind of excited. So right here are the percent levels. Basically, as we hit every level, the day becomes rarer and rarer. The odds of the New York session hitting 24069 was 15%, and then 9%, and then 4%, and then 2%. So this New York session was actually a 2% day. And you'll see me position, a lot of times I say, okay, I'm going to keep buying and I'll blow up on a 2% day, right? Because I'm the type of trader where I'm okay with blowing up if I'm really unlucky. And the way that I think about it, the way that I cope is, a stranger comes up to you and gives you a coin. He says, flip the coin heads or tails 100 times. If you flip heads 98 times in a row, you lose your accounts. Do you flip the coin? And if you don't, then you'll make profit, right? On some or a bunch of your accounts, depending on your performance, right? Do you take that coin flip? Me, I take the coin flip every single time. So I was actually up about 10 to 12K, and then I bought, and I couldn't manage the trade because I was driving from work. I had an in-office work meeting, so I was driving for 2 hours and I couldn't take the trade. And what sucks was that my take profit was at 24020. We hit 24018, and then we dropped all the way down to a 2% day. And that's where I blow up. I blow up right here. 23778. I blow up right here. How do you find them and how do you decide the percent? Those are all my private levels. How I find them and everything is private. I give it to my premium every single day. Right? The current day's data. These are all every single day. And I always trade them. Right? Why? Because I put money where my mouth is. I'm not gonna sell something or teach something and I'm too afraid to trade it. No, I'll trade it. Although during the drive back, Luke was like, hey, did you want to? So Luke actually said, Luke said, did you want to put some buys on the 2% line while you're driving? And I was like, oh dude, I can't do that, man. Look, this is the 2% line. This is the 2% line. And Luke bought here. And then he rubbed it into my face. He was like, don't worry, man, I played some for both of us. But by the time I got back, I couldn't buy here. So shout out to Luke. He was better than me. Man, I was itching to buy it, but like I literally wasn't on my, like, I was still driving right here. But like when you see it slow down, you see how, like, you see at these lines, this slowdown is nice. You could have scalped a bunch of times here, but you see how this didn't slow down at all? Look at this slowdown for about 30-ish minutes. And then look at this. Okay, now we slow down right here. This is scalp opportunity. And then this fall is a lot choppier and slower than this. This was prime buying. But I was driving. I mean, you know, I just missed an opportunity. There's always next day, right? But man, this was like a 300-point trade in like 2 seconds. He says private and premium. Is there any way we get your model? No, it's all private. Luke being modded is a free game. Luke's a good guy. Sounds like your premium levels are based off statistics. Yes. I will never give it out. It's just something that I've worked on, and it's something private to me, right? I spent a lot of time working on it. I'm still, like, every single day I'm still trying to think of how to make it better, but I don't want to overfit it, right? You can overfit a strategy to give yourself, like, you know, and back test it for 2026 or 2025, and you're like, oh shit, I have a 90% win rate for this year. Well, you're overfitting now, right? My back test, my analysis is for 4 years, right? That's why I trust it so much. I would trade it every single time. You guys, the way that I am comfortable with a strategy is that if I had to trade it and if I had to show it to people, for people that are starting out and they want to make their own model, I recommend you find a model and you trust it so much that you don't care if you blow up an account in front of somebody. I will take these trades if I stream New York, which I can't because of work. I would have taken these trades every single time. I would have bought all the way here, blew up on a 2% day, and not care whoever, you know, what other trader is watching me, and they're like, dude, you're shit, and I'm like, okay, whatever, right? That's how you need to be with your strategy. You need to be able to show it live and trust it so much that way if you lose, fine, right? Everybody loses, that's fine. I would show myself trading this strategy 10 days straight. If I lose 10 days in a row, I wouldn't care. I would still keep trading it. But for me to lose 10 days in a row with this strategy, it will be the most insane market you guys have ever seen. Right? I blow up on a rare day, and it helps. Not only does it help me cope with the fact that I lost, but it helps my psychology. I can think my psychology is usually never in danger because I'm like, oh, I blew up this account, I'm so unlucky. Well, because statistically I'm so unlucky, right? That day was not supposed to happen, and I'm completely happy, like, blowing up an account if I'm unlucky. Some people blow up accounts on noise, right? I'm not the type of person to do that. Looks like normal key levels. I drew some of my chart and they were close to my personal key levels. Yeah, if you have those levels yourself, then that's perfect. Right? These are just my personal levels. You've back tested 2025 with around 180 trades, 34% win rate with fixed 1.3R. I forget what the chart says, if that's profitable or not. But 1.3R is very hard on the mental. It's very hard to be a 1.3 trader. That's why I'm typically a negative RR trader. Just because on a great win streak, right, it'll cover up bad luck for a week plus, right? And I think my profits speak for themselves. And my mental, I can show you guys my P&L every single day. Not many people can do that. Not many people can be as transparent as me, right? Because I genuinely trust in how I trade, how I manage my accounts. Yes, there's some days where I'm a dumbass right? And I added in the comments, I was like, oh yeah, I mismanaged my accounts. Oh yeah, I was an idiot. Oh yeah, this. Oh yeah, that, right? But you know, I genuinely I pride myself in being one of the most transparent people out there. You won't see people showing what I show: account balances, right? Account numbers, how much I spent this year, how much I actually made this year, you know, showing my actual Chase account. Nobody will do that. All right, I'll say 99% of people won't do that. Wait, hold on one second. And as I'm monologuing, we have just made 700 bucks. I'm gonna close that right here. Or should I hold it for you guys? You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna hold it for you guys. And I'm gonna lose this account for you guys. You guys took time out of your day to come here and watch this random guy on the internet gamble. I'm holding this for you guys. Wait, do I have no other account in here? Can I improve, bro? Well, it's this also isn't a YOLO trade. This is also me based on the fact that, you know, this trend up is pretty powerful. It'll take a really big bear move to break this. I'm saying that I'm gambling, but it's, you know, I just like the way this, yeah, I mean, just look at this, right? If I showed you this, right? I mean, that's pretty decent, right? I thought I was in with more accounts, but I'm only in with this one. One thing I don't like is NQ is a lot weaker than ES right now, and you can see it on the screen. You see how ES is breaking higher highs? Are we breaking? We just barely broke higher. Hold on. You see how ES is all the way up here? And we barely broke higher highs, right? Lock in the profits. All right, I'll lock in at 4,000. Actually, I'll lock in now because the next couple of payout days will take me to 4,000. You guys are smarter than me. Let me not be a dumbass. Give me 4,000. I don't know if you guys can see this or this down here. I want 4,000. So on the next pump up, I already had it, but I was just being dumb. Your key levels on this trade would have been at 23850. I keep it using volume profile. 23850. That's a pretty good entry, yeah. I'm gonna lock it in because you guys are smarter than me, and I don't want to be stupid. I mean, that was about 40 points in an overnight session. 40 points is a lot, so I would just be greedy if I thought I entered with more accounts though, but I didn't. I only entered with one more account. One of my accounts entered exactly at 23848. 23848. I think that's where this account entered. But I had to take profit because it's already ready for a max payout, and I think one more day. Green is green? Yeah, green is green. Yeah. When you guys told me to just take profit and I looked at ES, you see how strong ES is? Like, I think ES will continue carrying this a bit higher, but if ES were to take a little bit of a fall, NASDAQ should fall a lot further. So just seeing that, I actually got out. That's the reason why I got out the trade. Even though I said I liked this move up, upon further analysis of just ES carrying and NASDAQ like sluggishly trying to get up there, I didn't like it anymore. Plus these wicks, 20 minutes of wicks, don't like that. Can't go broke taking profit. Yes sir. Prosperity for even profiting during Asia. Almost nobody I've seen can profit. I mean, I stream Asia all the time. That's the only time I can stream. How many 5-minute green candles? Not a single red. At least it will give one red. Oh yeah, the market does what it wants to do. But these wicks are not it. I really don't like these wicks. And even though I say I'm gambling and stuff, I'm still like, thankfully you guys told me to stop being an idiot, and for me to just, when you guys said that, I reanalyzed. I was like, okay, am I really being stupid? I reanalyzed everything. ES going higher highs, NQ being slow. Look at all these wicks. I said this looked nice, like this is okay. But like when this was like a very small doji, like inverse hammer, I was like, oh yeah, I want to break higher highs and keep going. I want a strong candle. And now I'm just like, no. That's why I closed out right there. I sound smart just like analyzing it and saying it, but honestly it's just pure luck, right? Everyone wants to take a green win and like, oh, look at me, let me explain this, let me try to explain how smart I am, and it's just like one trade, right? Can you tell me why you didn't go short on that last red candle? Which one? This one? Why would I go short here? Or me personally, for my model, I wouldn't go short here. This entire time I was looking for longs. The one before the move up. Go short here. I didn't believe in this candle. Why? If anything, this candle makes me want to buy even more. Yeah, I wouldn't short here. Right? And this is my overnight model that I stream. My overnight model is at 7 p.m. or at 1900 or I mean 19, you find a trend, right? And I said near the beginning we are in a slightly bull trend. You can see it, like you can just look at it, right? So what does that mean? Well, that means I want to be with the trend. So on pullbacks, I want to buy in. Okay, well, this is a great pullback right here. This was a good pullback, but this was too early. This was a better pullback. Even though it was a choppy pullback, this was a decent place to enter from. Right? And remember what I said about entry efficiency? I said I wanted to long, right? Well, where do I want to long from? Do I want to long right here? And I would have made 20 points waiting for this entire move. Well, no. I said I wanted to long on red candles, right? So where do I want to long from? I want to long on a pullback. This is an okay pullback. Okay, so long here. This is a better pullback. This would have been an even better first entry. And that's exactly what I did. I waited for this entry to go long. Even if you're looking for 10 points, you just need noise and you'll get 10 points. Look, if you try to get in on this red candle, 57, 70, just the noise of this candle. And look, it's noise because you can see it just crash after, but just the noise of this one candle got you your 10 points. Get in here, right? Just a slight pullback. All right, and you're done. So when it's noisy like this, you want to try to find the outliers. And as long as we don't break out and continue, which I didn't believe we would, right? Just target somewhere in here, near the median or a little bit in the extremities, right? But I personally wouldn't short here. It's a decent short because of all these wicks going on. But if I were to short, it would have been at a strong green candle, which is near the top of right here, this, right? I want to short. Well, where do I want to short? I want to short on green candles. What's the best place to short from? With this information, where's the best place to short from? Right here, this information. What do you have? The best place to short from, assuming we don't break out, is anywhere near here. And it's even better if we can get it above this wick. Okay, perfect. That's a nice short. Even though you take some drawdown, just noise will get you your 10 points, 15 points. That's why I've been sizing up to 10 micros. Try to get that points. And of course, I'm explaining this all in hindsight because it all happened, but that's the reason why I took this trade. Right? This was not a hindsight trade. I took it in front of you guys. But now that I'm explaining all this other stuff, I sound smart, but it's just fake stuff, right? I'm not showing you. I'm not putting money where my mouth is. A lot of these traders will not put money where their mouth is, but I will. You don't use stop loss? I don't use stop losses now. You just did your strategy with more micros. I'm liking it. 5 to 6 points, 200 bucks on 5 to 6 points with more micros. Luke, you did it with 20 micros. Oh, wait, for ES or NQ? Sorry, I forget which one you trade. I think you trade ES. You see how even I got the trade wrong, right? Look, we're skyrocketing, assuming this short, assuming we took this short right up here, right? 8.3, 6.9, or what was the low of this? 6.8. This is more than, this is 10 points already on just noise, right? That's just noise. Look, I got the trade wrong. Okay, I'm out for 10 points on noise. When do I lose my account? Why lose my account on something like this? NQ, I scaled into 16 micros. Dude, you might be the best DCAer ever. Just be careful, because DCA, it's like picking up pennies in front of a steamroller. When it works, it really works. But the good thing about prop firms is that you don't need it to work forever, right? Luke, you've done DCAing, and you know the way that I taught it and the way that you do it yourself, right? And you've been doing it for about what, 2 or 3 weeks, and you've had good success, right? Now you have a payout available if you wanted to, and you could be your return on investments is even more than me. It's 10x. I'm 4x, right? And now even if you were to blow up, you just needed that one good 1 week or 2 weeks, and now your net profits, right, are in the green. And if you wanted to, you could reinvest as well. You don't have to get lucky, right? Like 1 to 2 weeks of just decent trading conditions, and you know you're good for a little while. Now right now this market is, I personally don't like it. I don't think, it just feels like a news driven market. The 16 micros is insane. I'm assuming you DCA'd in too. Did you DCA in short or long? How does the VWAP play into it? I don't use the VWAP. On like this line, I didn't even, this line could be missing for, you know, and I wouldn't have noticed. Like I could remove this and I would not trade any differently, right? The VWAP kind of helps you determine what is a good pullback, right? A pullback to a VWAP is just a decent pullback. It's an efficient long, right? It's an efficient short. Why? Because you pulled back X amount of points, right? And then it's based off of volume, yada yada. That's why a lot of people like VWAPs. DCAing to key levels in a full porting by 2% day, and then just keeping 150 winning day feels easier to get winning days. Yeah, for sure. That's why you see me, like, you know, Luke, you see and you know how I trade my accounts on the first day, right? That's literally the reason why I do it. Because on the first day you have one of the biggest advantages to you, right, as a prop trader. So this is what I mean by NQ was weaker. You see how this low of ES didn't even touch this, what, 1 2, right? 2 candles before, it didn't even touch the low of it. NQ 1 2 candles, it broke the low of this second candle compared to ES. Now this is what I meant, where I think ES is strong enough, right, to be able to carry NQ, right? You see all these wicks, it's like, it doesn't look very good. But ES, I mean, there's not that many wicks. It still looks good. It still looks healthy. right? Yeah, full port on a 2% day. And if you full port on a 2% day and you blow up, you're even unluckier than I am, right? Not much more action going on now. What's the next level that I want to look at? Let's see. 24,000 maybe. I think 24,000 is worth a short. Just because large whole number, and you see this wick push down from 24,000. I think if we do get up there, I'll probably end up shorting it. Probably on a couple accounts. I am a little tempted to short now, but I'm not going to do it just because ES is so strong. And when ES moves, like NQ will move. Even if it's sluggish, like it will move. There's some decoupling days where like some days it won't move, like it'll move a bit weird. But most of the time, you know, ES is the entire, you know, top 500 company. So whatever it says goes, right? It goes up, you know, we go up, goes down, we go down. Sometimes NASDAQ will flush and then ES will continue. "20 minutes of selling, I may consider another scalp long." The more scalps I take per night, the less confident I get. Just because of odds, right? What are the chances that I scalp? I've taken how many scalps? I've taken 1, 2, 3. This account has taken 2 or no, this account's taken 3 scalps. So 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I've taken 13 scalps tonight and all of them hit. Now, what are the odds that my next scalp hits? Well, it just got lower, I'll tell you what. Try low priority accounts so you can see how efficient your scalps are the more you take them during the night. I think that's a good idea. Unfortunately, I'm out of low priority accounts, Luke. Like, first world problems. Oh shit, I'm out of low priority accounts. Uh-oh. Although I do have like 4 Lucid accounts. 4 Lucid accounts that I can activate if I were to blow up some Lucid funded accounts. What sucks was that I was distracted. So what happened was this account that's minus 1300, this was already a past eval. I just accidentally clicked buy on this and then we never went up. I was only looking for 1 point of profit and we never went up a single point. And then it blew up. I was actually kind of sad because this could have meant, right, that I can trade these 3 accounts a lot more aggressively. These are like my lower priority accounts. But now I only have 4 backups instead of 5. That was just me, like, I must have not been paying attention. And I was doing it on my phone. Like, it's kind of hard to do it on your phone. I can't see my entire screen that well. 23495 23492 23945 945. I'm waiting for a bit higher. Jack, is Luke the first trader in your premium eligible for payouts you're teaching, or do you not really know? I'm not gonna advocate for my premium or my course. It wouldn't make sense. Like, you know, why would I try to advertise and take credit for Luke pressing the button and taking his own profits, right? Yeah. I mean, Luke said that he got more money out of it than he put in. Those are just Luke's words, right? I don't want to put any words into his mouth or anybody's, right? No. No. It's just me saying that, like, oh, I don't want to like act like I'm selling you guys something, even though I kind of am, right? A trader has to let, a teacher has to let the students speak for how well that, a teacher can't be like, I'm the best teacher, right? And then they have a student that's like, no, you're not, I failed your class. And then the teacher's like, no. Right? But guys, Luke, so let me brag about Luke a little bit. I don't know if he's still here, but if Luke were to take out all of his payouts, his ROI will be better than my entire lifetime. Did you guys know that? Luke has spent how much? Wait, hold on. How much did he spend? I think he spent like 447. Hold on, how much did he spend? Luke invested $442 so far, and he's almost eligible to take out 1.5k per account roughly, so 1.53, almost 4k of payouts. So his ROI would be almost 10x, and I'm at 4x. So he's doing a really good job. Like ICT students, yeah. How much does it cost? Right now we have a beta launch coupon. It's like 45% off or something. So it costs like $50 per month. The only reason why I have the discount so high is because like it's still in beta. Every time I learn something new, I'm putting it into the premium, and I'm learning new stuff every single time, right? So it's not fair if I were to charge somebody, one of the OGs, like the same amount as someone that were to join 3 months from now, and I uploaded new stuff, I updated new stuff, and they're paying the same amount as you guys. That wouldn't make any sense, right? Why are they getting a better deal than my original supporters? Right, that wouldn't make any sense. It's gonna be in beta for a very long time because I'm lazy. Started trading 3 weeks ago. Yeah, Luke has been doing very well. All right, Luke, it's time to open up a premium yourself. Just copy and paste everything that I put on my premium, and then just start selling it. Put in like 10x ROI trader. You gave an idea. You'll post on day trading and mods will remove it. The mods hate me, and I hate them too. The only reason why I'm still posting, like, I'm gonna keep posting every single one of my milestones because I'm petty. Right? I'm gonna have them look at my posts. I'm like, hey, remember me? Yeah, I made another 100k. Yeah, fuck you. And then there's some other forums where I'm gonna keep posting because there was people thinking that I faked all my stuff. I crashed out a couple of people, I'm not gonna lie. The Lion does not concern himself with creating his own trading course. I gave him an idea. Well, I mean, like, my premium is my course, but the only selling point of the monthly fee is that I give you guys the levels every single day. Otherwise, you guys can pay for 1 month and you have the entire course, which is 100% fine, right? My course is $50, and my levels are just the additional $50 fee, and my new stuff that I learned, same thing. I'll clap for others today. I can clap for myself. A lot of people, I'm assuming that's like, be positive and be happy for other people's accomplishments. But a lot of people on the Reddit are not very happy. You're joking, of course. I understand your point. Oh, dude, I honestly, I would care a little bit, but like, no one's gonna have the credentials that I have. There's not, trading 3 weeks ago. Yeah, started learning maybe a month and a half ago. Yep, learning some YouTube videos, checking what people were saying on Reddit. It's how you found me. Yeah. Yeah, Lawson. I think that's why a lot of people are very negative in the Reddit and on the internet. It's because, and I completely understand, it's because they felt betrayed. It's because they have been betrayed by a bunch of scammers, right? Reddit is a joke. Like most people, the people are far from profitable and trying to offer help. I figured out the way to get like the most amount of likes on your stuff is to just beat them down with statistics, right? Or beat them down with like your P&L. That's literally the only way that they'll listen, right? Because they're like, ooh, shiny object, right? Like you can see, like this is not shiny enough to them, obviously. This, right? Just text is not shiny enough. They remove this, whatever, right? Like my best, the ones that like this is not shiny enough for them. Not shiny enough for them. The shiny ones are here that did the best. This is shiny to them. They'll look at this and they're like, oh, okay, now I want to click. Now I want to see. This is shiny to them, right? Show them a month's worth of winning. This is shiny to them here, right? I think my best one was, did it get removed already? Right, this is shiny. This is the only way that people will listen to you. You just show them, you have to show them this. Oh, this was the best one, yeah. This is the only way that they'll listen. You just show them a shiny object because that triggers their dopamine in their brain, right? If you try to, you know, just have text, not gonna bother reading it. I'll give me up on Reddit users. Oh yeah, no, the only reason why I do is for marketing. That's literally it. It's honestly like I've pretty much squeezed it dry. I think almost all of those, everybody there like just knows who I am, right? Because I kind of format my posts all in the same way. Like I use the bracket a lot, or that straight line, to separate my points and stuff like that. Browse it to get motivation. I get motivated more. Yeah, for sure. And like when I browse it, I do feel bad when I see all those stories about people losing like a shit ton of money. That's why if you guys, you know, were a part of all of my earlier posts, I'm always like, there's one thing I'm always saying. I'm like, always budget, always budget, always budget. If you can learn one thing from me, just budget, right? But if you can, right, just budget. Never trade with more money you can afford to lose. Please just budget. And everyone's like, what's your strategy, bro? Tell me your strategy, bro. There's more. There's like, they're trying to like run before they can walk, right? And every time I see those posts, I just feel bad. I'm like, okay, this person just fucked up his life and his family's life. He's in debt, right? And you know, I had a gambling addiction when I was in college, right? When I was in college, I was doing sports betting all the time, and I know what it feels like. It's a horrible place. Like I would put in bets in the middle of a game, $700, $1,000, $1,500. I was in college doing that. That money is so much to me. There was one time where I put in like okay, I need to make it back. Have you guys ever heard of that or thought about it? Right, I need to make it back, right? So I lost like a $750 bet and I was like, I need to make it back. Oh, these guys are obviously going to win. They're up by 10, 15 points, right? So I put in 2K and they ended up losing. And I remember that night. I remember I walked into my bathroom and I just stared myself in the mirror. I was just so disappointed in myself, right? Like I looked myself in the eyes in the mirror. It was a very low point. And you guys will experience a lot of low points in trading, but the lowest points, there's either two ways to go from it, like because you're very close to rock bottom. When you're in rock bottom, you either, like, traders learn the most. Traders don't learn like that. People think it's not like a regular skill where someone is like this, right? Traders learn the most when they're near rock bottom. And then there's two things that happen. The trader either gives up right here, right? Or they learn from it. And when they learn from it, they can catch up to this peak very fast. And I'll give you an example, right? One time I had a 17K payout ready for me from my Fund of Futures Pro account. It was ready for me. And what did I do on this pro account? I traded 5 minis trying to make this into like 100K plus, when I could have just not traded this account, and in a week and a half I could have taken out, right, 15K. But no, I was a fucking idiot trading 5 minis, chasing, praying, right? And when I lost this account, I was right here. I was right here. And now what do? This will never happen to me ever again. This will never happen to me ever again, right? Because I learned from this. This is where you learn. I had some times where like I've blown up and over leveraged. I didn't learn at all. But on this, where it really hurts, that's when you learn. That's when you learn. Right at rock bottom, you learn. You learn the most. You're not going to learn, like, maybe you'll learn from me, but the biggest levels of experience that you guys will get is from rock bottom. Also, that drop, I really wanted to buy it, but I can't buy it now. Why can't I buy it now? Because it's not efficient, right? This was the buy right here. And I already missed out because I was monologuing. Missed out on 30 points. Hold up, I was monologuing for too long. Shoot. My lifetime spend is slightly above 300. It includes tools. Oh, that's very low. That's good. Yeah. I've lost 3 evals so far since I started 10 months ago. I bought my 4th today, and every time I've lost, I would go back and reflect for a few months. Yeah. Reflecting is very important. It's crazy. I went to a casino with my friend. He accidentally placed 100 euros on a single number instead of a 20 that landed. Oh, on a single number? Hopefully he bought beers for everybody, huh? On roulette? I don't know how much X that is, like 10X or something? You don't feel like your past affects your trading journey? It did in the beginning. In the beginning, I was just gambling. This is literally just gambling, right? You click buttons, you see numbers go up, you see green numbers, you see red numbers. This is literally just gambling, but my ROI is a bit better from this than before. The speed of this, I'm gonna hold on. I might wait for the 20th minute. I'm not gonna buy in now. I already missed out. Look how fast it's going. I'm stepping out. Like I'm not touching this. You see ES falls, NQ falls further. Look, it's just touching this red candle right here. It's just touching it. NQ already went below it by 16 points, right? Increase in volume. It's not slowing down, it's speeding up actually. So I'm not touching this, right? Why? Well, because what if it keeps increasing? What if the next volume is this? Okay, well now I'm down here. If I were to consider a long, it would be when volume slows down and maybe on if the next candle is like a weaker red and then enter sort of near the bottom of it. That's why I can't trade with a lower than 60% win rate. My psyche can't handle that. I require a high win rate to not feel anything. Dude, I literally talk about that in like, yeah, in why I trade, right? That's the type of trader I am. I'm a high win rate trader. Why? Because I can't handle weeks of losing. I can't. My psychology can't. I'll tilt and I'll trade even worse. Right? Well, we're in good profits and we scale down after we win or just leave. But I assume this is what everyone says before losing everything. Oh, yeah. You take a short 250. Now, this might be it for you. Key prints below, I mean. Rock bottom was 35K, man. Personal capital, I feel you. Yeah. Rock bottom is where you learn the most. You might get an entry going down again. Hypothetical, I didn't take it. 050. I'm not gonna touch this right now. if I do it, like I need to find a low priority account to touch it. Like I want a long, but this is just I like the wick that is forming, but I don't know. I really like the volume is already like kind of a warning sign. But if my thesis is that we're just ranging, well then this was a perfect buy. Anywhere near here was a perfect buy if we're just gonna range. I do think we're gonna keep ranging, but the volume is telling a different story. We would trace and then go lower. I wouldn't be surprised if we go lower, yeah. Oh wait, this was exactly where I wanted to buy in and I missed it. Globex open. This was literally Globex open right here. This was the entry I was talking about when I was like trading up here. If I wanted to long again, like this was the best entry here. I kind of want to chase it, but I'm not going to. Yeah, Globex open was 23823 right here. Already 20 points right there. Now the scary thing about Globex open is that if it were to keep crashing, well then I don't like it because Globex open kind of like acting as resistance. I don't like it. So if it was like a slow descend to Globex open, oh yeah, I would have taken it, right? But this increase in volume could be a crash below Globex open and just keep going, and then now Globex open instead of support is now resistance. And I don't want to see that. If I don't take this Globex open, the next trade will be near the previous day low, which is 63764. That's why you said I might get an entry. Yeah. I'm not gonna chase this, but if we slow down here, I'm gonna try to get an entry near the bottom of this candles, near the bottom of these wicks. Another reason why is because usually for huge crash out days like this, I mean, usually there's like a little bit of relief. I thought we would get more like up here, right? So actually some of my scalps, I literally longed out the door. I literally bought right here and right here and right here, and I scalped on every dip just because I was gonna think we were going to have some relief rally. Now, could this have been it? I mean, maybe. I took like 4 or 5 accounts long right here. I usually don't trade these, but I've just been in enough conditions. I've lived through these crash days a lot. And usually it's very rare for it to crash. It opens and we crash even more. It's very rare, which is why I end up taking some scalps long, right? Can you put up a long drawing and show where you take the trade? For the previous day low, you mean? Like my next entry? So I already missed this one, and I don't trade a stop loss. My stop loss would have been 125 points from here, which is 23700. This is the stop. If I were to enter at previous day low, which is 64, it would be here. Stop loss, I don't think I would even have one, honestly. 64. I would hold it to the percent line. I would hold it to the percent line, and then I would enter at the percent line, which is pretty far down here. I would hold this until it blows up. So this, I would blow up somewhere down here. I would hold the account until it blows up, or I can get my 20 points or 10 points, however I decide to. What sucks is that some crashes below the previous days, they'll crash and they'll crash hard. That's what I'm worried about. So I don't know if I would take this with 10 micros. This might be a 5 micro trade. So that was my whole thought process. But basically, most of the times, if I'm right, I make money. If I'm wrong, the account dies. Because I'm stubborn like that. Crash days make little sense most of the time. I even watched the Trump meeting. They mainly said bullish economic things, yet price dumped. What did they say, Wolf? I didn't really pay attention to it. All I know is that the war stuff is not like a 10-day, like what did he say? Something about 10 days. He was giving Iran 10 days. Oh, I think this was from War News 12 minutes ago. Wall Street Journal just said Trump considers sending another 10,000 ground troops to the Middle East. This is what I've been saying. Like, nothing sounds like we're gonna have a peace treaty. Nothing. Trump bragging per usual. You have to kind of read between the lines, and like not look at the bragging stuff. Right? He's like, say something about like, oh, the American economy is so good. I was like, oh, I thought we would fall further. It needs to be like stuff like, we are having a peace treaty, or we are talking a peace treaty. Like, that was that huge rally. I literally like on my last videos, right, on my last weekly videos from this, what did I say? I literally said, don't wait for some BS news like before where it just reversed. I said, wait for news about talks or treaties, not, you know, made up hearsay, right? And this is what happened. And then we found out that it was kind of BS. And then it kind of died down from here, right? I don't think so, no. It's not close to my entry. You're aiming for 815? These wicks here? My personal, I'm looking for, what, like 6.4? I think this is it, right? Oh, yeah, I'm looking for this. This is the previous day low. All right, that's not bad. I need to program Globex opening for ES, because I never look at it, because I don't have it programmed on my computer. It was like right here. I need to program it on Thinkorswim. All right, this is Globex open right here. I'm getting in. I mean, Globex open is, I mean, down here is not bad either. First wave, second wave, could do that. What accounts do I have? We shouldn't dip hard to 764 without any pullbacks. I'm liking how. Let me put my money where my mouth is. I said that if we slow down, I want to buy near the bottom of these wicks. I said that. Now, if I don't take it, I'm lying to you guys. Hold on, let me find some accounts to take this trade with. Is this one? Give me like a little bit more of a dip. 27. I'm doing the 10 micro thing again. This might be dumb. Next candle, if we get anywhere close to this lows, and maybe I already missed it because volume did die down on this candle. I'm playing it a little safe, and it'll only be for like not even 10 points, because these accounts are ready for a payout in 2 days, and they have 4.7k in one account and 4k in the other account. This is it. This is where I said I would long. In with one account. Where's my other account? God, I've way too many accounts here. 204. 204 is this guy. Oh shit! I just entered at 3.4. Entry is horrible. Oh fuck me. 6.9. Wait, what am I doing? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. When I bought buy, it immediately shot up. So instead of getting my second account bought here, I bought literally right here. 204. This guy. Take profit. 844. A little bit under 844. 844.50. My first account, instead of taking profit on all 10 of the micros, it took profit on 3 micros. That's so stupid. What? You're telling me 3 out of 10 micros took profit. That's so dumb. $204 has a really bad entry. This is why entry efficiency is so important. If you entered down here, you would have already gotten your 10 points. Now I'm just holding on for... I'm holding on in a bad entry. Live accounts are trash. The only good thing about live accounts is to brag about them and to use them as a marketing gimmick. You get a daily loss limit, you get contract restrictions, and you don't even get moved with all of your profits. So the only good thing about a live account is that I think you do get taxed. I think you do get the tax break, but the amount of rules, it's just not worth it. It's only good for bragging and to try to sell something, because you're in like the 1% of 1%, right? Can you profit on live accounts? You can, yeah. My personal strategy is not based off of around live accounts. I'm a prop trader only. I will never trade a live account until like I get banned from all of them, or if the prop industry just gets really shitty. Like the prop industry was in the golden age last year. It was the best of the best. It was the best rules. It was the cheapest, right? You had the best like transfers to live, and nowadays every firm is increasing costs, right? Which is why my expense is even higher than usual. Every firm is adding new rules, taking away the old accounts that were good and stuff like that. 30 profit days and some payouts. I think they get daily payouts. I mean, Take Profit Trader has daily payouts, right? And you don't even need a live account. Overnight you target 10 or 20 points. I used to target 20, but now I'm like doubling the size. I used to trade with 5 micros, but now I'm trading with 10. I'm in 2 positions, right? One entry is at 3.4. This was the one where I fucked up at. And one is at 2.6, which is where I meant to enter. You're just on Apex because it's cheaper. They're cheaper to lose in. Trade would have been 2R now. That's what I figured. I'm convinced 0 of these prop firms are legit. Like none of them actually copy trade clients. Well, Wolf, they don't. Let me break down the math, right? They don't care about the reason why they have live accounts is to stop the bleeding of traders that abuse them. That's literally the only reason why they have live accounts. And I'll tell you an example, right? Let's say you get moved to live with $10,000. Okay? You get moved to live with $10,000. And let's say the split is 90-10. Right? So you make $10,000 and they'll take 1,000, right? So you made a $10,000 trade the next day. And let's just assume they have daily payouts, right? So now you're at 20,000, you take out a 10,000, you're at 20,000. And then you take out a $10,000 payout. So now you're at 10,000 again, right? And the prop firm gets 1,000. Oh baby, the prop firm is getting rich, right? $1,000. Let's go. Now, what are the odds of a prop trader being successful, being profitable, right? Taking out more than they can put in. Very rare. Now, let's say there's 10 unprofitable traders. Each of them buy 5 accounts, 5 evals, right? 5 evals, each one is about $100, so each one spent $500 on about. Okay? Each one spent $500 times 10, $5,000. Well, that's crazy. The firm just earned 5,000 from 10 unprofitable traders. Now, for every 10 traders, how many profitable traders do you think there are? For every 10 unprofitable traders, probably 0, right? Do you see why a firm does not care about live programs? Look at how much money they're making versus how much money they're making here. What's the point? The answer is there is no point, right? Five profit out of 100, right? Yeah. So that's like what, 20x? So this should be 20, right? Okay, it's 20 now. Well, now the firm got 10x of the money from having 20 unprofitable traders, right? Rather than supporting one trader that's profitable and taking a split. They made 10 times their money. Live accounts to stop bleeding. Yeah, exactly. Every firm has a payout cap. Every firm gives a trader a certain amount of money that they're allowed to bleed from them before they get either banned or they get sent to live. Usually it's about 100K. It's net. It'll be net. That's why I'm focused on building my personal. Some firms out there you can make a lot more than 100K. Take Profit Trader, there's people that have made, over $1 million. Apex, I know people that have taken out $1 million payouts. Nowadays it's a lot harder, but you can still make a lot of money with it. That's a reason why a lot of people go and sell courses and mentorships, right? Because they've figured out that there's a bottle cap to your profits. So if you really want to retire and make a shit ton of money and you are successful trading, but only prop trading, right? Well, then teach others. That's why whenever someone figures it out that isn't scamming and they figure it out, right? They start using, well, it's also because it's building a side income, right? Now your trading is your business, right? Max payouts, right? But maybe in like, that's the max for one payout. like one payout per account. Usually firms allow you to have 5 accounts, right? There's a whole bunch of math that goes into it. A lot of people are trying to trade firms as if they're trading a real account, and that's really not how you're supposed to go about it. That's why I have no plans of opening up. Like, all of my strategies are designed to beat prop firms, right? I'm not the best trader in the world, just an average trader, but I've done the math and I figured out how to beat prop firms, and I think my results, you know, speak for themselves. Yeah, per payout. Apex's model is funny because they have no live accounts. They actually released live accounts recently. There's a couple people out there that have live accounts with them. So it's a new program that they just, I think they literally started it like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. How many firms like Apex Lucid? 3K max per payout. Yeah. But imagine how many you can scale up with Apex alone, right? With Apex alone, you can have 20 accounts. So 50K end of day accounts, your max payout on your first, there's like a scaling system. Let's just go with 1500, because payout 1 and payout 2, you can request 1500 per account, right? Okay, well, on your first payout, you make 20 times 15K. Is this not enough for some people? This is pretty good for some people. What is that, like 300K? Or how much is that? 30K? This is 30K. I mean, this is pretty good. And you can do this 6 times, assuming that you're the best trader in the world, and you can do this 6 times, right? And then you're either moved to live or you can just restart a cycle again. This is for one firm. Add another firm, right? And then another firm, and then another firm, and then another firm, and then another firm. Now you can see the earning potential, right? Now, will this make you a multi, tens of millions of dollars, even $5 million? Probably not. I think if you rinse all of the firms, you'll probably like net 1 million. Is that enough? No. That's why you turn trading into your business, and people have figured it out. People that actually, they started becoming successful when they realized, wait, there's like a limit to this. How fast I can grow, how fast I can take payout. Okay, well, now I need to make trading my business, right? What will you do when you reach $1 million in your bank account? Probably nothing. I don't pay taxes, pay a lot of taxes. That's the reason why near the back end of 2025, I started spending like a lot of money, because my CPA was like, dude, you owe this much in taxes. And I was like, I don't want to pay that. And they're like, okay, but if you keep buying accounts, every failed account or every bought account is a business expense. This is not financial advice, talk to your own CPAs, but it's a business expense. So that way you can, write it off. And I was like, oh shit, I want to write off a lot. So I bought a shit ton of accounts December, and I took 0 payout. I stopped taking payouts, which is why I think my net for 2025, I've been lying to you guys, my net for my total amount of payouts in 2025 is like 88K. Now I could have taken another 12K in payouts and reached the 6 figures, but because of taxes, I actually stopped taking payouts. Put in a savings account, just live off dividends. Yeah, that's a dream. Considering we have a 3% max on any size account, it would be nothing to a personal account. Well, you don't consider a 50K account a 50K account. It's not a 50K account, it's a 2K account. 50K is just a marketing term. Your account size is your drawdown, right? And so a lot of people that aren't familiar with prop firms, they're like, wait, I get to control a 50K account? No, you get to control a 2K account. The 50K is a fantasy number. They could have slapped $1 million, $2 million account. Okay, but if you lose 2K, you're done. We take the account away from you. Well, then what size is the account, right? It's 2K. And then whatever X percent. The scam, but gray area legally for now. It's just like, I mean, it's how some people get away with. Like, think about a grocery store. You walk in and you go to the cereal aisle. What do you see? Healthy. We have multi-grain, right? All the big letters pop out at you, right? Trying to convince you it's healthy. Now, whoever here has tried to get into healthy eating and actually like going to the gym and stuff like that. What is cereal? Cereal is a bulking food. It's just sugar and carbs, right? But they tried to act like it's healthy by putting in multi-grains. We have this, we have that, good source of vitamin, blah blah blah. You know, if you put in skim milk, blah blah blah, right? It's all marketing. So you can call it a scam, but there's scams everywhere. Right? Same thing with serving sizes. Somebody will look at, oh wait, this is only 100 calories, right? Dude, I could eat like a ton of this. Well, yeah, but the total serving size of that package is 10. You ate all of that. You didn't eat 100 calories. You ate, or like it's divided by grams, right? You buy a bunch of tortillas, or you buy a bunch of like pasta or whatever, and you think you eat less than you actually do calorie wise. So serving size is also a scam. But the people figured it out, you know, and they looked at the serving size. They're like, wait, let me weigh this. Let me find out actually how many calories is this. Same thing with prop accounts. Let me find out how much actually, you know, how much money I actually get. It's 2K, 3K, whatever your drawdown is. I take no luxury in luxury share traveling. Yeah, me neither. Although I am going to Japan this year, because you know, a bunch of my friends are going, so we're gonna be going too. So it's gonna be fun. Peaceful life and play video games. Yeah, I mean that's the goal for everybody, right? A peaceful life. You know, you can stay and so you can do what you want. You can do a hobby. You can literally live your life how it's supposed to be, rather than being shackled by 9 to 5. That's like the whole, you know, sugar, and that's like the whole sugar coating of trading, right? You can it's like, oh, you can get financially free from this, and this is all you have to do. But it's kind of a trap. It's strange why people go to Dubai the moment they become profitable. I see it as a marketing scheme. It's probably a marketing scheme. It's also for I'm pretty sure it's for tax purposes too. Longs here bounce. I would have taken a long here, but I'm already in longs with a really shit entry, so let's see if we bounce. You want to go to Finland for a few months? If it's a nice country, then we move there permanently. Know what the country I'm interested in? I heard Finland was nice. The one I live at the moment is expensive. Yeah, living is expensive. I mean, what's, you know, people call money the root of all evil. Why do people scam? Why do people do this? Why are people dishonest? Why are people on the internet trying to trick you into giving them what's money? Everyone's doing it for money, right? Do you think there'd be scammers out there if they had $1 million, 10 million? There would be like 99% less scammers. It's just, you know, it's just a tough world that we live in, especially people in other countries where like they can't, you know, like my original budget of $500 is like multiple months of their budget. So it's just tough. It's tough for everybody. Your country's thinking of joining EU and adopting the euro. It might make this shit a bit cheaper, or at least I hope so. Yeah, hopefully. hopefully get like a good financial backing or a good currency. I think the euro is pretty good. I don't know how all that currency stuff works. It's slowing down, but I'm worried about a rip through the current day's low of ES. Hopefully we get some love here. Do I have any other accounts I can throw in at this? Maybe a bigger dip. Got a buddy in Pakistan met online. The price of his subscriptions like trading view and evals are literally the cost of a week's worth of his family's groceries. Yeah, that's why you find a lot of people in other countries try to resort to gambling or trading, right? It's just the hope of like one payout to them would cover months and months and months of expenses. Currency is more based off of macroeconomics. Yeah, I don't really keep up too much with them. I've been keeping up more, so like I know why the market is acting like a piece of shit right now. That was a decent buy at the ES low. It was worth at least one account, but I'm kind of monologuing, so I missed it. Already 23 points in the money. You told him that if he learns to trade, then he'll buy me eval every 2 weeks. I've of it so far. If he says if I get a payout, then he'll take it seriously and start to learn. He's probably heard of all the horror stories that come from trading. For every like one successful trader, right, or one successful post online, it's like you don't get to see like the piles of bone and blood behind them, right? Like ruined families, you know, people get put in debt. Like on the top side Discord, there's like there was somebody where it's like, oh, I'm in 43k of debt now. Yes, yeah. Luke, did you enter with a better cost average than me? You always do that, you scammer. You always wait for me to enter and then you get a better price than me so that you can take more profit or TP earlier than me. And that's fucked up. This account has 7 micros. So like 3, it hit my TP, but only 3 of them got filled. So this account should have already been out, which is like pretty, you know, like that just sucks. Oh, you're at 816? Screw you, man. Are you already out, Luke, or are you still holding on? If you're out, I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna be fighting this for like however long. Like I like this little bounce from ES, but NQ is just so weak that ES needs like a big rally here for me to hit TP. And this is like my lower TP. My other TP for this account is like I think a bit higher. 443 maybe. You got out at 824? Dude, you scumbag. You were watching Josiah Kim for a while, and yeah, the guy was like 40k in debt. So recently, when he got into profit, made 100k profit. I'm not sure who that guy is. Oh, I never break even. There's very rare times where I break even. Market swinging 10 to 15 points, so we'll just take small profits for now. Yeah, I wouldn't hold like a big runner. This is a scalping environment. Or like me when I trade overnight, it's all scalping. If it bounces up, what? I don't know if it's gonna bounce up though. Yeah, Lawson, good night, man. Thank you. I'm at the point where like if I lose these 2 accounts, it would suck, but like it's also my fault for not managing them. Both of these accounts should have already been out with profit. But this account, I was too slow and I got a horrible entry, right? And this account, if I got a better entry, right, I would have been out too. So if I lose these accounts, it's my fault. I guess it is my fault either way because I'm holding it instead of leaving. Do I have any other accounts? Are these funded accounts? Yeah, these are funded accounts. I don't really trade my evals overnight. I usually trade them during New York when it's like really volatile. Maybe I'll set some orders for some evals. I think I have a bunch. I have like a lot. Come on, just go up and get me out of this bad trade, even though I deserve to lose for mismanaging my accounts. Blew up your funded account, top step, now $500 for me funded again. Nice. You're up 1K too? Yeah. Yeah, it happens, man. You know, I've had multiple times where I had an account with 5K or 4K of buffer and it dies. Goes looks like a rub in your face of staying in a trade longer. No. You scalped correctly. You scalped in, you scalped out, you got your 10 points, you traded correctly. Now, if you held on, that's being a little greedy, right? So for me personally, if I was in your shoes, I think you traded it perfectly. You had did you have a limit order? You had a limit order, so you didn't fuck up like how I did, you know, market ordering in like 10, 15 points above where it should have been, right? So you handled it very well. It looks bullish temporarily. I don't expect anything crazy either. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if this keeps selling, right? Yeah, limit order 811. 811 was good. It was a good entry. Better entry than I got. I want us to hold above Globex. We have decent support levels below us, so like I'm willing to hold this for a very long time. But you guys know I'm always willing to hold stuff for a very long time. I'll hold stuff through 300 points of drawdown. I've done it live on stream before. Now touch 5 micros at 808, got out for 90 bucks. Should have greeted more. 5 micros, 808, 90. That's close to 10 points. Didn't get wicked there. Oh, this isn't a stop loss. This is just a low of day. I'm holding this account until it dies. I always do that. I either get closer to a payout or I lose these accounts. These accounts are 2 days from payout, so best case I get these payout on Monday. Only the top 2 are. I just took payouts on these 2 accounts. So these 2 4K accounts are 2 days from payout. That's wild, yeah. I'm a very unique kind of trader. I'm a very weird trader. I look at it through a very weird lens. But I think I've improved since my days of my minus 73k day. That was a wild day. I was actually very sad about that day. I lost like 5 Apex accounts that had like 11k buffer. I was so sad. Not that it affected my trades after it, but I was just like, I wasn't really sad actually. I was just annoyed. 2% day out of nowhere. Off of no news. I'm pretty sure I remember it was no news, and we dropped like crazy amount of points. Maybe like 700. Well, the 2% or 1% day where I lost those. I definitely DCA too aggressively though. If I'm at where I'm at now, I don't think I would have let that happen. Maybe I'm just saying that. Am I coping? I'm coping. Yeah, no, I'm just coping. Never mind. Forget what I said. Trying to think that I'm getting better at trading. All right, first take profit. Second one is 4-4. Nice trade, C told you. Well, the odds were in my favor, right? Because the trade is like what? The RR is what? What's the RR? The RR is like what? So I made 200 bucks, right? Risk to reward. The RR was 22-1. So the odds are in my favor, right? If I lose a 20-1 trade, I've done this before. I've done this multiple times actually. Very sad. The odds are usually always in my favor. Come on, 840. I'm stuck at 844. I don't even need 844. I just need 842. Because the payout day is 150. 150, 10 micros. 10 micros round trip fees about 20 bucks. So 170, 175 will put me close to 155 after fees. I lost with lesser odds in my favor. Every single trader, like they have their war stories, right? Or their funny stories. My funny story is blowing a 17K account where all I had to do was just sit and not click a button for like 7 more days, right? Or trade 1 micro for 7 days, and I could have taken out 15K. Not very funny to me though. I was actually very sad about that. That was also another day where I walked into the bathroom and I looked myself in the eyes in the mirror. I do that a lot on my worst days. I'm like I looked myself in the eyes and I was like, dude, that was pathetic, man. That takes number 1. I think that was, I also had a really bad day where this was actually like another one of my really bad days was I kept shorting. I blew like 20 accounts in one day. I kept shorting. I was so tilted. I kept shorting on all my accounts, and in my head I was telling myself, you better stop clicking that fucking button. Like, stop clicking it. Stop clicking it. And I kept clicking it. Like, my brain was telling me to stop, but I couldn't stop. That was another time where I went to the bathroom and looked myself in the eyes. Because that's just pathetic. Right? Not being able to stop myself because of tilt. To the point where my brain was telling me to stop, but my body couldn't stop, right? You're salty when you lost 2 combats in a row in Civ 4. Dude, I could never play those games. I'm not smart enough. I'm too stupid. I liked have you played Heroes of Might and Magic before, Luke? It's a very old game. It's sort of like Civ. Turn-based, like conquering. It's like a fantasy style game, right? Like elves, dragons, stuff like that. It's a very fun game. Yeah, both 3 and 5. Oh yeah, dude, 3 was the GOAT. When I was a kid, like, dude, like 15 years ago, there was one of the workers. My parents had a restaurant. My parents owned a buffet restaurant. One of the workers there gave me a Heroes of Might and Magic 3 DVD, and we just ended up playing it. It was so fun. 5 was really good. Well, I do like the newer ones because they have updated graphics. Played intensively when we had no internet and in LAN in the team. What? You got good taste in games, Luke. Yeah, the only time I played it multiplayer, I guess you can call it LAN, was like me and my cousin taking turns on a laptop, and when it's the other person's turn, the other guy had to like close his eyes or turn around. Otherwise, you're gonna find out where his castle is, right? Or what he's doing or where he's at when he's supposed to be in the fog of war. So there, right? 156, right? Remember how I said the payout day is 150? And with the fees, I said I'd be around about 155-ish. Well, here's the actual account with the fees. So if I set my take profit at 150, I wouldn't have gotten the payout day, right? That's like a little tip if you trade micros on NQ or micros on MNQ. Every one is about $1 or $2 because it's round trip, right? So 10 micros from here, the total P&L is 175. 10 micros, $2 per round trip, right? 20 bucks. So 156. It's the exact tick for me to get a payout day. Any less, one tick less, and this would have been too little. Maybe I could have gone one tick less, depending on the fill, right? But an exact fill 1 or 2 ticks below this is not worth a payout day. That's a little tip that I've learned. People don't account for round trip fees very often. Usually doesn't matter, but when you're scalping, 20 bucks matters a lot when you're scalping. 20 bucks is 10% of this one profit target, right? Remember those days? But meta is just one big battle. Playing together versus AI is even more fun. Oh no, yeah, we played. There was a couple times we would do like 8 people usually, like us 2 and 6 computers, and sometimes we'll do teams. Like 2, 2, 2, 2, right? I love playing the bigger maps because you can explore and you can get really good artifacts. I've watched some people. This is like so nerdy, but I've watched people play like tournaments of it. When I'm bored, I end up on a weird sides of YouTube. I've watched like Tetris tournaments. I've watched like Catan tournaments. I've never played Catan in my life ever. And I watched somebody vlog their tournament, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? Why am I watching this? I've never played Catan a day of my life. Oh yeah, no, yeah, I've watched people play Yu-Gi-Oh, but I can't watch live Yu-Gi-Oh. I need to watch like somebody playing there's like one of those games where it's like online. I don't think it's Duel Links. It's like I forgot what it was. I played it like 10 years ago or 5 years ago. But whoever coded it up, it was very, very good. Suggest me Catan. Same thing happened to me. Now I play it from time to time. I just couldn't. I'm sure if I learned it, I could play it, but nowadays I don't really have time for much of anything. So profit target hit, that's nice. And exactly like I said, right? Even though we fell, once volume dies down and it's just noise, wicks stabilizing, right? I wasn't worried about this trade at all, actually. Especially once we started like not free falling. Even you see all the scalping opportunity if you just get the bottom of the wicks, right? I mean, you caught it here. Bottom of these wicks, bottom of these wicks. Look at all of the scalping potential for 10 points. And then if it does crash down and fall, okay, I lose 2 accounts, right? I have 20. Trade and play Katana second monitor, otherwise I'm just checking the charts. I need to find a second monitor thing to do. I used to play RuneScape. I would get like a random phase I think it's because like I used to play as a kid, so it's hard to like it's just that nostalgia feeling. So I would play it, and then it's like the perfect second monitor game if you're like AFK and doing something. Dude, it's already 9. Time flies when you're in a trade, stressing about losing everything. I think almost all my... Oh, I still have Apex accounts that I can trade. I'm probably done trading for the rest of the night. Let me see what... I like the fact that we're holding above Globex open, but ideally I want this to keep rallying a bit. Like, I want it to keep rallying up. I basically want it to hold this line, right? What I don't want to see was crash down here. Even if it does crash down here, there's still levels of support. I think 6.4 was the one I said, so I wasn't worried about it. Usually previous day lows are pretty decent at support, but it would have had to have fallen lower than the NQ one because NQ is weaker, so it would have bounced probably at ES previous day low, which is right here. And for this fall, oh man, NQ would have felt like right here, right? Almost 80 points. This is just my estimate, but like from the behavior, like when ES bounces, if ES bounces off previous day low, we would be around this area. So honestly, it wasn't, I mean, it was whatever. I just got lucky. Thoughts on the market for tomorrow? Same thing as always. If we reach those lines, you already know how I'm gonna be trading it. I'm still not feeling good about this market. It's still basically heavily dependent on the war news. That's pretty much it. I'll keep paying attention to the previous day low and previous day high. Previous day high is actually right where the 1% line is, so I'd keep an eye on that. Previous day low, that's pretty much it. Like it'll take me a lot. Like, I'm not shorting for a very long time. I'm longing a bit earlier than I am shorting. Oh, I will consider a 24k short though, off of this wick area. That's about it. It's kind of it. By the way, your trades were good after you mentioned that your probability of next one being good or bad. Oh yeah, I think I'm like 14. No, I'm like 15 for 15 tonight. I didn't stream all of them, but like I don't have a single red account. And that's just how it is, right? Imagine my negative R&R keeps me having green every single day for a week or two. Okay, well now I can survive multiple weeks of bad days, right? That's the reason why I trade negative RR. But it's 9. You guys have been great. This has been like, we've had a lot of people here actually tonight, so I appreciate you guys all stopping by. You know, I'm gonna head out. You know, what's that saying? You can't stay here. You can leave, but you can't stay here. What's that one saying? Can't go, but you can't stay here. One of those things. Yeah, take care of your families, and trade well, guys. Peace.